Hey folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. North Georgia's only live online morning show. I don't, there's certain things I don't want to say on this show, and I don't want to diminish the value of the show. But, you know, earlier when I said, and let's put up number 10, okay? We're going to go 10 to 29, but wait for me to say it. Ocasio-Cortez, whatever her name, you know, I said, oh my God, Alexa from Schitt's Creek is now in Congress. And let's go to 29. And the reason I can't, that's a real show, okay? So I'm sorry. So these are, we found this group of government employees up, and the young lady to the far left is, you know, Alexis, and the whole premise of the show is, go to number 28, and there's Eugene Levy. This is hilarious. I don't know if you like Eugene Levy, but I don't very often come on and advocate shows, but Eugene Levy is right there. He's the creator. Him and his son Daniel Levy and Eugene Levy, they play Johnny and David Rose, and then there's Kathleen O'Hara, absolutely hilarious. I mean, as Myra Rose right there, the mother, and then Annie Murphy as Alexa Claire Rose. But there you go. We found the government workers that are out of work, and they're up Schitt's Creek. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. You know, I should only say that so many times in a show. Now let's get that off there, okay? Heck, that's not as offensive as number 5. Let's put up number 5, just to have something to put up. All right, so we know the government workers are out there trying to figure out what to pay next. 800,000. You're in food lines. The media is following you to a food line, food banks. So we do know, we do know after this. Let's go to number 3. We know after this right here. Now, if you take the BuzzFeed, okay, article stating that, you know, the president called Michael Cohen and said lie. When you get up there tomorrow, lie to Congress, okay? So if it is true, we know from the BuzzFeed story it's not true. And then we also know, okay, we also know from the BuzzFeed story, we also know that this story here. So between those two stories of this young man from Kentucky, this Catholic school, and this Native American activist, all right, we know that that everything concerning the shutdown will be a true story, right? You could trust every article written. You could trust every time, right? So you look at this right here, okay, and then you look at this, and then you go to right here. So the next time the media puts up a picture like this, number 24, you go from that to number 24. You know you can trust them, right? I don't think so. We can't trust anything about them. We can't trust nothing they tell us, all right? So you know they're going to go out there, and they're going to find the families, and they're going to find the people in line, and they're going to find the people at the food bank. And, you know, they're going to, somebody's going to set up a tow truck to come by and repossess their car. They're not going to tell you they're behind 90 days on the payment, but they're going to have their car repossessed, and there will just happen to be maybe an NBC or an ABC or CBS producer there with a camera at the given time when they come up and serve somebody papers. Okay, they're going to find the family that got the notice that has a child. You're going to find the family that has a child that has medical needs and needs medicine and has to choose. And they're going to go in the living room, and they're going to say, we have to choose between little Johnny going and getting his medication. that the insurance will not pay for. And we had to choose between that and, you know, our PlayStation 3 or Nintendo or whatever, or our new iPhone. And we had to have the iPhone. Whatever it may be, it doesn't matter. It's going to be silly, but they're going to run in and they're going to find the cancer patients, the kids that are sick, the moms that can't leave home, the dads that can't leave home, that are depending on the support of the mother, whatever. Okay? They're going to find the people that have the letter from their mortgage company saying they've only got 10 days left to make a decision, and it's going to be sad. They're going to have the car towed out of the driveway. Just get ready for all of it, because we know the same people that brought you this, okay, number 3, the same people that brought you this, okay, that lied so bad concerning this, you will be able to trust when you get to number 24. Right? I don't think so. Anyhow, all right, so let's take that down. Let's go with... let's just go with number 29. I mean, we're up Schitt's Creek. It's there. It's out there. I mean, put it out, right? Georgia, folks, please do me a favor. I do like the Governor Brian Kemp, okay? I like the Governor Brian Kemp for just a couple minor reasons here today. He's not Nathan Deal. So there you go. That's a win. And he's not number 2, all right? I had a choice between, I no longer have to look at Nathan Deal. I no longer have to worry about if Michael Strahan's sister is going to be governor, at least for the next 4 years. But folks, rural, okay, rural Georgia. Now let me go back to this article, all right? Kemp, hold on. Rural Democrats, I had it here just a second ago. All right, hold on. There's something here I wanted to share with you. Okay, this article this morning. Maybe it's not in here. Rural Georgia came through high. Major numbers. There was something in an article I wanted to find. Major numbers in rural Georgia. Without rural Georgia coming through big, okay? Coming through big. Brian Kemp is not the governor here in Georgia. Forget it, I'll read it later. So, let's take her down. I can't look at her like that. I mean, that was scary. I was looking up here, and next thing I know, I'm looking up at Michael Strahan's sister. There's a couple things that I've asked you. There's a couple things I've asked you to keep an eye on. What did you get in rural Georgia? Okay? Now, don't take this wrong. I'm not saying that if Brian Kemp doesn't do all this, the world has ended, and if Brian Kemp does, the Governor Kemp does not do all this, that he will not in the future. But out of the very first piece of legislation that is down there, have you gone through it? They're going to start stacking legislation in there like you would not believe. All right? Now, if for religious reasons you voted for Kemp, and you're looking for your RFA, your Religious Liberty Bill, Religious Freedom RFA Bill, you don't have that. If you're for religious reasons, you're looking for your faith-based adoptions, remember faith-based adoptions? You don't have that. Okay? Let's say you're looking for your pro-life and you're looking for the heartbeat bill that I think 11 other states have. That will be challenged in the Supreme Court without Georgia. Okay? You don't have that. So you don't have the heartbeat bill, pro-life. They all promised to be pro-life. They all promised to sign the heartbeat bill. I have that on video. Heartbeat bill, RFA, okay, faith-based adoptions. You don't see it. Fine. I'm not saying it's the end of the world. Constitutional carry. Now, there's an argument on constitutional carry on exactly what will come of that. Okay? And there's an argument on, take me to card. Just a second to card. Don't leave the show, but take me to card. Sorry, I had something to continue to call, and I knew what it was, and it wasn't going to stop until at least I answered. It was a robo. So anyhow, so the constitutional carry. Matt Gutler, the representative from Rayburn and Union and Towns, okay, and a part of White County. Number 2. House Bill 2, constitutional carry. It's not coming to the floor. It's not going to. Now, if some other representatives put together a gun rights Second Amendment bill with some things that resemble constitutional carry, that could happen, but it's not coming from the one on the floor. So right now, there goes constitutional carry that you're asking for. And what if you're a fiscal? Why can't Republicans in the state of Georgia step up? Where are you? How many years are you going to let fully fund? How many years are you going to let a couple sentences in front of the teacher/education be the reason why you continue to explode the state budget? I know, I'm not against teachers. That is totally wrong. And everybody knows that. Fully support teachers. But what I do not understand is, where are the fiscal conservatives in the state of Georgia? We have gone up $5.5 billion. $5.5 billion in 5 years with Nathan Deal. Kemp promised that he would put a cap on spending. So if you're out there and you're a fiscal conservative and you want tax relief, how do you spur business? More tax relief. Can the state do it? Yes. They have the highest revenues coming in history. And all they're doing is looking to see how they can spend the new revenue, not give it back to you. And it's not like they're paying things. They could give it back. You can have an enormous in the state of Georgia, different kind of tax breaks. You can have enormous tax refunds to individuals. You can have legislation, how about this, for tax reform on property tax in the state of Georgia. No. They're going to raise that other billion and they're going to spend it. When we've had a governor that's elected now that promised he would cap spending, promised it had to stop. Oh, they're going to spend it. Instead of give you back a tax break. Instead of, what about the talk that your legislators have talked about making Georgia a tax-free state, like surrounding states? I thought we were going to do that over a period of year. I thought all those Republican conservatives out there were going to, over a period of years, work back the state income tax. I thought that was going to happen. What are you getting? I understand tough on crime, and I understand tough on gangs. But you're really going to give us like a gang task force? Really? How's that working out for us? Now let me look right in this camera and tell the men and women in law enforcement, I have a lot of respect for you, but I'm going to have to tell you, I live in an area where I would like to see the drug task force that was created years ago come up through here and clean house, and I know you can. You can come through here and just sweep. How about Governor Kemp instructing the drug task force to clean house in these rural counties that are packed with drugs? So you're going to go from the drug task force, which, I'm sorry, I don't know what it is if you're not funded. I don't know if you don't have enough people. I don't know what it is, but hey, you know what? If I was running the drug task force in these rural counties and I knew that people walked around, if people walked around and talked about me saying, we know where the drugs are, we know who they are, we know what they're doing. Well, who are you with, the drug task force? I'm sorry, I'm not being disrespectful. I love you guys out there. But I'm telling you what, a lot of people saying, okay, well then why don't you go do what, the drug task force? A lot of people don't understand how it works. They just know, you know what? We are eat up with drugs in our area. So what's the governor going to do? He's going to give us a gang task force? Just saying. Hey, folks, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. North Georgia's only live online morning show. They have to get ready here for instant replay. North Georgia's fastest growing sports show in North Georgia here. Instant replay. Supreme Court. This just happened 3 minutes ago. So I've got this 3 minutes ago. I was just checking some websites, okay? 3 minutes ago, the Supreme Court allows transgender military ban to be enforced. 3 minutes ago, this happened. This was posted at 9:46 this morning. The Supreme Court on Tuesday granted the Trump administration's request to allow it to temporarily enforce its restrictions on transgender people serving in the military. The court, however, did not agree to review the legality of the new policy until the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals issues a ruling. All right, that just in. Supreme Court of the United States. There's another reason as we leave. Supreme Court of the United States, you see that ruling? That's why we are on day 13. Let's see, where is that number? Number 27, day 13. We are on Ginsburg watch. And folks, day 13, Ginsburg watch, Supreme Court. I'm your host, BKP. Let's go. We'll be back tomorrow morning, Wednesday. Then we'll be back Thursday and Friday. We'll be at Circuit World of Blue Ridge. But until then, stay warm. Bring your pets inside. And we hope you're not up Schitt's Creek. Take us a break.